reflection, gratitude, aspiration, absolution. Welcome to this episode of Clocktower Advisors Talk About Your Community, stream number 100. I can't believe it, everybody. So great that we've come this far over the years. I've got some past guests who've been on the show over the past year, 2 years that we've been doing this show live. It's going to be a party. So glad you're here. Please chime in from the comments. And Kalisa, let's roll the opening. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you may happen to be. You've tuned into Talk About Your Community, the show where we bring in a variety of guests and experts who talk about their experiences building communities online, offline, and my favorite in between, the hybrid. And again, this is a special episode. We don't have a particular topic set because we're bringing back some past guests and celebrating each other and our accomplishments for the year, and celebrating you as well. So we want to definitely hear from you in the comments in the chat if you're able to tune in today. And for those of you who celebrate, happy holidays to you as well. I'm going to go ahead and bring everybody in here on the screen in just a second here, but there's one person in particular I want to surprise a little bit and bring her onto the stage, because I reference her often in the show, and I don't think she's had any real screen time with me so far, but I wanted to say thank you to the wonderful Kalisa Mikkel, who is the producer, showrunner, editor extraordinaire for Talk About Your Community. Kalisa, I could not do the show without you, and I am grateful for all that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm grateful to work together, and it feels crazy to have attended so many streams, and this is my first time being on the screen.
Well, I'm so glad you're able to be on the screen, and I'm hoping we see more of you in the future as well, because I think that you bring such a light to the work that you do, and I think that everyone who's been a guest on the show recognizes the work that you do behind the scenes to make everything look good, and before, during, and after. So thank you for all of that, and happy holidays to you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, without further ado, I want to bring on the rest of our guests to start saying hello here. I've got Saeed Sadouk, Brian Fretwell, Jenny Wiggle-Bonds, Mid Janten, and Yun Yan. Hello, welcome. So awesome to see you all. Some in your holiday regalia and fun hats, and really wonderful to see everybody here. Welcome. I think when I set out on the live streams for this, like, I just wanted to talk to interesting people, and I've been blessed over the years to have so many insightful, fun, smart guests, on the show. And I know I extended, invitations to many. There are a number of people in the comments who've chimed in as well to say hello. I see my friend Amadou Diallo out there in the chat. My friend, if you want to come in, we can get you an invite chat if you want to drop over and say hello. Todd Jones, I see you out there, man. If you want to come on in, I'm happy to see you as well. This is the time of year where we reflect on what's gone well, what we might want to do in the year ahead, and I know that there's a lot of reflection that I try to engage in this time of the year. Kalisa and I just did our year-end review of how Clocktower Advisors has done as a company, as a brand. I'm grateful to all of my customers and clients who make this work possible, and I'm just grateful for the chance to do one of the best jobs in the world, as far as I'm concerned. So really grateful for all of that. Why don't we go around and just do some quick intros of who you are, what you like to talk about, and then I think we'll maybe kind of just jump into some ad hoc discussion about reflections, gratitude, and absolution, which I thought was an interesting one. Brian brought up before we came onto the live stream here. Maybe we can chat a little bit further about that. But anyways, I think maybe we lost Deborah. Deborah Clary was on here a minute ago, but I think I'm missing her now. I'm sure she'll be back in. Anyways, great to see everybody. Why don't we start with Saeed? Saeed, how are you doing, man?
I can feel the end of the year. So that's how I'm doing to keep it short. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, it has been a long year. Just quickly for those who don't know me, my name is Saeed Sadok from Germany, and I'm all about making online sessions fun and less cringy. So that's my my full bio so far. Yeah, and looking forward to the next year. I hope it will be better than this one. The bar is low, and there's a lot of potential. So yeah, how about you, Brian?
Yeah, hey, I'm Brian. Well, I'm a coach and a speaker. My work centers around the neuroscience of connection, but essentially I help people talk about the things that they avoid and build what we call narrative alignment with their teams and with themselves, right? Because narrative integrity, because that integrity is where we tend to lose connection. Yeah.
Really cool. Yeah, why don't we just kind of popcorn it around? Name the next person to say something.
Oh, Jenny. Sorry, me name the person.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody should do that. Yeah.
Hey everyone, Jenny Weigelbonds with Jenny.Community Consulting Services. Oh my goodness, I will look back on 2025 as the year of kindness, ultimate kindness. I'm going to try and do this without crying. Those of you who don't know me and don't know what's happened this year, I lost my home in the Palisades fire back in January.
Wow.
I lost my mom in June. And the level of kindness that has come from friends, family, and complete strangers has been actually overwhelming at times. Oh, thank you. And so, yeah, and I was fortunate enough to spend most of 2025 being able to work with a number of nonprofits that have started up in LA since January to help with the recovery efforts. So, yeah, there was a bit of a shift in my business, but I am filled with so much gratitude for this year, for surviving it. It's been a heck of a year, you guys. Saeed, I'm with you. I am ready for another year. Bring on a fresh beginning. And I've kind of been, away from the community world and things. And so it's thank you, Todd, for inviting me to this and helping me feel like I'm still part of it all. And this is a wonderful way to wrap up the year. Thank you all.
Likewise, so much, Jenny. You were, I think, one of the early supporters of what I was doing with the stream here, and we're colleagues and friends forever. And I know you've been through such a crucible this year that, but just seeing how you've rebuilt yourself in your life going out of this has been inspirational. So much love to you and your family. I know it's been a rough one.
Thank you. Let's popcorn over to Yen. Am I saying that right?
Okay. Yes. Thank you, Jenny. Thank you for sharing your story. It's always a very human experience to listen to other people's paths of their lives with all the ups and downs. So thank you, Jenny. Yeah. I am Yunyan. I'm a creative coach and facilitator. I love to teach others how to facilitate using creative stuff as design thinking, a lot of play energy and creative intelligence, meaning, yes, we all are creative. Don't you ever dare to say, I'm not creative, I can't draw. Then I will come and rush to you to help you out. And thank you, Todd, for inviting me to number 100, knowing what it takes, Kalisa and Todd, to make 100 editions. A lot of respect. And let's go to Mimp.
Hi. Thank you. My name is Mim. For those who don't know me, I'm a creative designer. My background is in creative design, but I have been expanding into facilitation online and offline, as well as also doing community building stuff. And I find that it's second nature for me to bring people together, even at school. I've also recently gone back to do my, gone back to school to do a master's part-time and in linguistics, and I'm still constantly bringing people together in my university environment and academic environment right now. And I don't know what I'm doing with the degree yet, but I'm very excited to merge it with something that I'm currently doing. I have like so many hats. So yes, thank you for having me, Todd. And I'm very similar to Jenny with the aspect of feeling a little bit disconnected with the community because I've been so immersed with adjusting and starting my master's. So I'm very, very happy to be here and feel part of something again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to be on and to celebrate with us. And then, Kalisa, would you like to say a couple of words about your reflections on the year?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, it's when I think back to the beginning of the year, like January feels like that was years ago. I'm like, oh my goodness, how much has really happened throughout this whole year. So I love being in the season of gratitude and just looking in all the opportunities that I've been given and all the ways that I can grow, and just finishing out the year with good vibes.
Love it. Love it. And would love to hear that your reflections on the year. If you're out there in the chat, Todd, Amadou, KJ, I'm afraid I can't see who KJ is in the YouTube, but hello to you.
Me. I am KJ.
Oh, that's you. Oh, okay. Wonderful. Awesome. So I don't have an agenda for this thing today. It's kind of open, and as part of that, I think Brian, you've got sort of a framework or a set of questions called fires that you work with. I don't know if you want to talk about that a little bit. It could be fun for us to play that as a little game.
Yeah, well, we're gonna be doing that here in a couple of hours, right, Todd? Doing a lunchtime. But the basic idea behind it is, and we kind of talked about it with the absolution before, is like the process of like goal setting for next year or resolution, right? Like I'm resolving to do something. Well, resolving to do something without absolving you of what you haven't done, what you didn't think you could do, all of those things before, is like carrying just extra weight forward, right? And so a lot of my work is the integrity that comes with alignment. So am I planning to do something that's in line with who I am and what I've already done? The less alignment you have, the harder it's going to become. And that alignment is really less about the actual story and more about like how your brain is framing the story, right? So if I leave the year saying, here's all the things I haven't done, it's pretty hard for your brain to just say, oh yeah, now you're going to do all of these things up here. And so really like looking back in the year and asking questions like, what am I most proud of this year, right? Where did I show up the most as myself this year, right? A big one, the one I love is like, how did I get through my biggest challenges? Not what was the biggest challenge, but what were the steps I took, like really writing that one down. And then maybe, what is the strength I leaned on the most? All questions about really looking at that. And I think we said it before, we can have gratitude that drives guilt, right? Like, I'm happy for my wife, even though she just yelled at me for something. Just kidding. But when we look back and like we go into the experience, like here's how I got over this challenge, or here's this thing I did and how I did it, then we can actually regenerate that feeling of gratitude in the moment. And that's where gratitude really like has the benefit, because you're actually making your medial prefrontal cortex more sensitive to gratitude. So like the check is, if I'm diving into gratitude, do I actually feel grateful? Right. Yeah.
That's powerful.
I don't know if any of that was helpful, but that's kind of overview of that. You all have homework, right?
That's great. It's great. So what's a question we could maybe get started with then?
Oh yeah, sorry. First, it's a whole explanation. Yeah, I really like the what are you most proud of doing, right? Because I think that there's a lot of identity in that question, right? And to keep it like open, like, because what I'm most proud about doing could be, you know, something in my personal life or in business, or, you know, and it's almost always surprising for, you know, what comes up when you ask that question, right? Yeah. So you're the star of the show today, Todd. So what are you most proud of this year?
I am very proud of what we've been able to build with the Community Consultants Collective this year. So that's a group that I've been in a leadership role with, but we are a board-led organization that started up in 2024, and we've now grown to about 200 members. It is a thriving private community that supports independent community consultants, community builders, who are really on their own path. They're not tied to a particular company or organization. They consult either as a freelancer, a consultant, or fractional, or through an agency. And we've been able to build a great resource, for that. We've gotten some sponsors, which means that we're sustainable. So thank you to them, with particularly Tradewing and Higher Logic, Disco, and Allpeep, all great friends and supporters, in helping us to bring that mission to life. And then, the stuff that we've been able to do with Clocktower Advisors this year, I'm so proud of the work that we've been able to build, Kalisa and I, to create, a good outreach campaign to sort of grow visibility for the importance of building good communities online, healthy spaces, sane spaces, and that's been really wonderful too. So those are some of the things that I could probably pull out a bunch more, but I'll stop there because I want to give other people a chance to chime in with what they're grateful about.
Kalisa, how about you?
I'm doing the same thing. I'm thinking about the 5 million different ways, different avenues. I kind of ended up merging it. You were kind enough to send us your questions before we had started this stream. And one of the other questions was, where did you show up fully? And I think I'm very proud in how I've been able to show up lately in my community and with my friends. We've been doing a lot of really fun things lately, like, dance classes. And actually this morning before I hopped on the stream, I was able to go down and volunteer at our community garden, and to just be at a place where I have the time and the energy and the ability to go out and do those kinds of things and start showing up in that way. I'm really proud of where I'm at right now. Yeah. Thank you.
Nice. The community builder. Yeah. I'm just taking over. Yen, how about you? Oh, okay. Mimp, how about you?
I will be union number 2. Yes. basically, I'm the same with all of you. I have so many things that I don't know which one to pick. I think possibly being able to start practicing a language that I haven't really done academically or like at school wise. I'm able to kind of bring my old self back. I'm currently doing Japanese, and I did that when I was in school for 7 years, and I stopped since I started high school because I moved to the UK, and I wasn't able to really able to take classes or anything because it was really hard to find one, and it was not affordable to do a Japanese class in the UK. But my degree, I'm able to do it, and I'm embracing it. It's not the only thing that I'm doing, because I'm doing linguistics, and Japanese is just one of the things that I'm doing to support my thesis, my dissertation. But I'm very proud of myself for being brave and doing it again in
Nice.
such a long time. So I think
that's
that's one of
awesome.
the things.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Saeed, how about you? What are you proud of? What are you most proud of?
First of all, I want to thank myself, to quote Snoop Dogg. So, so starting there. But joking aside, so this year, I and my partners in crime, hey Nati, Mehdi, and Alex, we started our first community together. So I'm officially a community builder, or as I like to call myself, head of togetherness. So, and this is it's a new adventure. It's something new territory, and a lot to learn, and so many new people to handle, especially as an introvert, But I did it to myself, inviting people and then complaining about all the people. I don't know. I think it's just part of a community to have people around and to bring them together. And I'm very, very proud of that. First of all, taking the step, and also how it evolved. It's like a fun project, and then I hope next year it will really, skyrocket, and we will have a lot more things for our community. To try out and to experiment with, and to grow and learn together. And I really had to think hard about this. We had this before, like, what am I grateful of? I don't know. Right? Oh, I fed my cats today. Does that count? But actually, there are things if you think a little bit longer about it. So, I just took it for granted, but it is a big deal.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I imagine it's good to say out loud too. It's a big deal.
And it's recorded and live streamed, so I cannot take it back. So
Jenny, what about you? What are you most proud of?
Brian, I'm most proud of the times I asked for help and advocated for myself this year. And with a client that might have been asking for an extension when, in years past, I would think never, oh no, I can't ask that, or rescheduling a meeting, or just, knowing just what a tough year it was and how I had to be delicate with myself. And I wanted to bring my best self to the table for my clients. I really had to ask for help and set the kind of boundaries for myself where I could still thrive while handling everything. And I'm really freaking proud of that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I like that. And like all of us, because we kind of all had there's a list of things. I really encourage people, if there's that list, to actually sit down and prioritize it. Do the hard work of saying, this one is first, this one is second, this one is third, because then that allows your brain to prioritize it. So, and when I have that priority list more clear, it changes the decisions I make, right? If I'm proud of everything, then I can do whatever, everything's kind of equal going forward. But if these are the things I'm most proud of, then I'm much more likely to be able to do more of those things, right? And because that's a little peek into your values and your purpose, the things that motivate you and drive you when you're, unconsciously, if you will. Yeah.
Hey, Todd.
Hey.
Welcome. Saw in the audience and wanted to invite you and a couple of others in just to be able to say hello to everybody. Todd, you want to introduce yourself quickly, man?
Oh, gosh. How come is you can't think of what you want to say about who you are whenever you get asked?
I know it's awful, isn't it?
I'm Todd. I've gotten roped into working with CCC a little bit, which I'm happy about. Actually was talking to Seth Resser while watching this live stream. I'm more in the content copy space. I really dig storytelling, especially founder storytelling. And I think it's a kind of a competitive advantage, really, storytelling in general. So I've kind of created my mantra or whatever around storytelling for founders and entrepreneurs, how to use that. I started to say leverage. I'm trying to square off that term leverage. I don't think that's a word I want to keep using because it keeps getting thrown around from AI. But speaking of AI, I do actually play with AI a lot. I've created some systems in the back end to help me do things. And so I'm not adverse to working with AI and trying to make it where the content doesn't look like AI slop, which is probably a new word in 2025. AI slop, you guys have probably heard that. And I think you can do that with some tweaking on the front end with your prompts and then editing on the back end. So anyway, yeah. And I was actually talking to Seth about trying to be a little bit more, moving a little bit more toward what I want to do rather than what I have done in the past. And so anyway, that's kind of a hope for 2025.
Super great, man. Thank you for sharing, and great that you're able to hop on and be a part of the celebration here. Number 100 for us. Brian, sorry, I kind of short circuited you there when Todd was able to come in the room, but yeah, let's go on with this. This is kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, it would be Todd's turn then, right? To say what you're most proud about in 2025. Not to put you right on the spot again, and then we go blank, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll try. I was thinking a little bit about that because y'all were talking about it. I mean, surviving for one, right? I think you guys all kind of mentioned it's been a really difficult year, and I know others that have had a really difficult year that are not in this group, with lots of things that are out there going on. But I have started, Brian, that you mentioned that I've kind of started like, well, I'm not finding a whole lot of projects right now, so I'm just going to start doing stuff myself. And so I have created a character called Simple Sam. I think Todd knows about Simple Sam. The full stories are on Substack. He's kind of years and years ago. Here I am launching into kind of a story, but back in the 20s, I think, Saturday Evening Post. You guys, some of you may or may not remember that. Saturday Evening Post was probably predates all this, but there was a story that came out called Obvious Atoms, and it's in the you don't have to like pay to read it. You can like find copies of it online now. It's beyond the copyright, I guess. And it's about a guy who did the obvious thing, and he kind of works his way up at a kind of a marketing advertising agency, so forth. And so Simple Sam's based a little bit off of him. And I guess because his name is Sam, perhaps in the back of my mind, I'm thinking of Sam Walton. I grew up in Arkansas, so Sam's kind of a legend here. And but anyway, Simple Sam, he does a simple thing when everybody's really interested in fancy and complex stuff. He comes in and he gives this folksy wisdom to the people. Usually in the stories, like the president will call him in because he's known as the marketing whisperer. And so he comes in and does that. I've done 2 stories. Yeah, you found it. I just, and honestly, with you guys, I probably never will sell this because at least right now, the first 2 were done in collaboration with Claude. Literally, I had an idea and Claude helped me flesh it out. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. It gave me a reason to kind of continue putting stuff on Substack. And I realized I got a couple things I can turn into little ebooks. So that is my goal before the end of the year. I have a couple things I can turn into ebook and put on Amazon for low cost, and just kind of to get it out the door to say that I did it, So anyway, I'm trying to create stuff. The community I'm in, I started a year ago. Todd is in that, and I'm putting a lot of stuff in there for my community, little mini courses and that kind of stuff, and share stuff I learned with AI. So I guess those are things that I don't even remember what the question was, but that's kind of where I'm at. I guess I'm proud of that.
You hit it right on the head. Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah.
Brian, Yen's mic is working now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're right ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And so I go back to Brian's question, being proud of what, and I got some time to think this over. I am proud to find the one version of myself. And the context is, yes, we do a lot of things nowadays. We are professionals, we are mothers and family members, community members. There's just a lot. And I guess I am in the stage of my life of, what do I let go? And then permanently, definitely, without return. So that brought me to questions as, okay, what is the one version of me? I guess I don't think in terms of what's the best version of me. So why is this comparison here? I don't understand. Maybe I don't want to understand. So seeking the one is already quite a journey. And two tips given by friends was, the one tip was union. The way how you write or show up is different from the way how you talk to me. So this friend was pointing this out, making me think, okay, so I do have two versions or maybe even more. And only the one was the one attracting. And the other tip this friend gave me was do more with I don't care attitude. I don't care attitude. So I hope others like this tip of this friend, the I don't care attitude. And why not give it to you as a present, hey? You're here, so this is my present to you already.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Do you want to try a game, Todd? I have a little game that we could do, like a kind of a quasi-reflection game we could do with the group.
I love games.
Yeah. Everybody in? Raise your hand if you're in. I love to volunteer people without any context. Like I get
you got, man? Lay it on us.
You know. Yeah. So what it is now, the whoever goes first, the people that go first early get off the hook, and then who goes later, it's tough. So what I'm going to challenge y'all to think about is one good feeling you had in the last year, right? And I want you to name the feeling and what you were doing, right? So for instance, I felt really happy when I played with the dog. But you want to reference an actual event, right? And you want to keep it fairly straightforward, because what we're going to do is we're going to start with one person. So if we start with Todd, I'm just going to randomize it as much as possible. So I'll kind of mentally pick a number out of a hat, and we'll start with somebody. Somebody will say, right, I was really happy when I did this, or I felt inspired when I did this, or I felt, right, whichever that feeling that you want to remember, that you want to maybe take into next year. When did you feel it and what were you doing? And so if we start with Todd will say it, and then the next person will add to it, right? Mm-hmm. So if Todd will say, I felt happy when I was with my dog. And then if it's Kalissa's turn, Kalissa will start with, I felt happy when I was with my dog, and I felt inspired when I did this. And then it'll be the next person. So somebody's going to have to remember 8 of them.
Holy
but
crap.
That's okay. The group can help. We can help each other. We can coach each other along. But there's a secret thing that happens at the end that I won't tell you until we try it, because we're gonna experiment to see if it happens. All right. Who wants to go first? Is that Saeed feeling like I want to go first? Yeah.
Because I have the memory of a squirrel. So,
okay. Fair. And, all right. Kick us off.
And I hope I got it right. So the last great feeling I remember is,
and what you were doing. Yeah, and again, keeping it tight, because somebody has to remember it.
Not being tired. If this is a feeling, I remember I woke up without an alarm clock, and I was not tired for the first time in like months, and I still remember it. And what I was doing was I was sleeping before, and then I woke up. Not the most exciting story in the world, but it's true.
So I remember not being tired when I woke up, right? Okay. All right. So Saeed has, I remember not feeling tired when I woke up. Mimp, you get to go next. So you start with his and then you add yours.
Oh my God. Okay. I was actually going to go next. So thank you.
Beauty. There you go.
You read my mind.
I like it.
Okay. Saeed wants to, what was it?
No.
What was it
You
again?
just say, I remember not being tired when I woke up. And I remember this. Yep.
Okay. I remember not being tired when I woke up, and remember feeling grateful having dinner with my friends.
Right. I remember not being tired when I woke up, and I remember being grateful having dinner with my friends. Fantastic. Todd, you're next. So you'll start, you now do these two, and then you add yours.
All right. So I remember being not tired when I woke up.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember being grateful when I had dinner with my friends.
Yeah.
And I remember being entertained when I went to go see Shakespeare in the Park this summer.
I like it. Yeah. I remember not being tired when I woke up and being grateful when I have dinner with my friends. And I remember being entertained. What was it again? I went entertained when?
I went to see Shakespeare in the Park.
Shakespeare in the Park. All right. Todd, number 2. Now you got 3 to go.
Oh, Todd, we have a Shakespeare company here too, and they stopped doing it in the park because it's too hot in Arkansas in the summertime.
Oh,
anyway, okay. I remember not feeling tired when I woke up, and I remember feeling grateful for having dinner with my friends, and I remember feeling entertained watching Shakespeare in the Park. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
And joyful when I got the opportunity to have my great niece sit on my lap for just a few minutes. It was awesome.
Oh, nice. Grateful with the niece on the lap. Yeah. Yen, you're right next to Todd.
Okay. I remember feeling not tired when I woke up.
Yeah.
And I remember joyful, happy, having dinner with my friends.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling entertained watching Shakespeare piece. And I remember being very joyful having my great niece on my lap. And I remember the crunchy something pain when I was doing my Tai Chi move.
Right. Yeah. I like it. Jenny.
Okay. I remember not being tired when I woke up, and grateful, having dinner with friends, and entertained at Shakespeare in the Park. Joyful to have time with great niece, pain doing Tai Chi moves, and the anticipation of walking into Christmas markets in Munich.
Nice. Anticipation. Who do we have? Kalissa. Or Kalisa, sorry. Yeah.
I got this. Okay. I remember being not tired when I woke up, and grateful when I had dinner with my friends, and entertained with Shakespeare in the Park, and joyful when my great niece on my lap, pain with the Tai Chi, and anticipation of the Christmas markets, and thrilled for a dance performance.
Nice work. Nice work. Now, here's a question after you do that, right? Like, what was interesting about naming somebody else's? Like, what did anybody notice while you were naming somebody else's? Kalissa, or you look like you're, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I started picturing myself in these little scenes as well, feeling the different things.
Yeah. Anybody else? Like when Todd said about his niece and the joyous, right? And even right off the bat, Saeed, like, I remember feeling not tired, like once maybe this year, not tired. Anyway, but like, Yeah. Well, so the cool thing that happens often in that is when we share the emotion and we're in it, then we actually share it, right? Like when somebody's speaking in that emotion, we mirror that emotion, right? And even though the story is different, like I don't remember my niece sitting on my lap and I didn't go to Shakespeare in the Park, like that emotion can be shared, right? And the essentially conceptual idea behind that is like our stories are not our own. And when we share them, right, they're felt together, right? Yeah.
You know, Brian, I think so often we'll hear the term emotional contagion with regard to with the negative side of it, but this is a nice example of a positive celebration of emotional contagion. We get to we get to celebrate that with each other. Really, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for
intentionally lean into it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was amazing, man. So I wanted to welcome George onto this. George is a colleague and friend through the Community Consultants Collective. He and I have had, I think, a really nice association over the past year or two. George is an entrepreneur, a scholar of micro empires, if I might, and has his own software product that he's bringing to market right now. But George, thanks for coming onto the show. It's really great to see you, man. What are you grateful for this year?
What am I grateful for? You can hear me all right, yeah?
Yes, you're coming
Making
through.
sure, yeah. All right. Grateful for, oh gosh, so much. This year has been a real letting go year, like a shedding. I feel like my own identity has gone through like a major transformation internally. And then and then you know, we've spoken about this, right? Like I was very much into the community space for a long time. Still have a heart for community work, but I'm embracing more of an architect side to me in this next chapter. And it's been really interesting, you know, just sort of seeing how sometimes our professional lives are really tied in with family ancestral stuff as well. And I think that was the biggest realization for me, that my identity for my career was tied to a lot of my own family dynamics. And now I feel like I'm moving more into an integrated version of myself. And so there was a lot of things related to family this year. So I guess it's a good thing for Christmas. But yeah, I think that was the biggest epiphany, realization, and thing that I'm grateful for is sort of putting those things to a close and learning the lessons, hopefully.
Love that. Nice.
So yeah, those are the things that I'm grateful for this year. Oh, and yes, I'm also moving to Chiang Mai, Thailand. So I've left where I was living November 30th. I'm currently in Puerto Vallarta, which is just on the Pacific side of Mexico. We'll be here until January, and then in January we're making the final leg to Chiang Mai with our cat too. So I was a dog person my entire life, and then this Mexican Oaxacan cat chose us, and learning a lot about cats right now. So if anybody has any tips, please let me know.
George,
Awesome.
if you need any tips, I am from Thailand after all, so
Okay.
very welcome to.
Okay, yes, I'll reach out.
Yeah, George, what's drawing you to Thailand? Do you have family there? Or you just always wanted to go there, or what's the?
A lot of things. Where to begin? First, I actually have a few friends that are living in Chiang Mai. We're looking at a lot of different places in the Asian region, and there was like kind of like a stack of things that occurred. So my wife, she lost her job in April, right, due to everything that's happening in the States and whatnot, and so she wasn't necessarily tied to the Americas anymore. And our lease for our apartment was coming up. It was about to end, and we're like, what if we didn't renew it? And we're like, oh, if we don't renew it, do you want to go to some other place in the world? And that's when we started sort of exploring and looking at our options. And then I had also this kind of wild experience with mushrooms, believe it or not, in June of this year. First time ever taking it. I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but it was an amazing experience. I had like 40 pages of notes, or downloads as some people call them, in my journal. And part of that is they show me the specific white temple, which I found out existed in Chiang Mai, specifically Chiang Rai. And that was the wildest part, because while we were exploring, I found a photo of this temple that the mushrooms had showed me, and it's right there in Chiang Rai. It's a white temple. Yeah. So I was like, confirmation. Okay, we're doing it. And yeah, everything has just lined up to make the move to Chiang Mai as a result.
That's amazing, man. So I need to say for our broader audience that Saeed in the private chat just said, we need a don't try this at home warning.
Oh yeah, don't try this at home. These for the adults, please. Yes.
Fantastic.
No, yeah, it was an experience, all right, and got to do it in Oaxaca, in the mountains of Oaxaca, called San Jose del Pacifico. And so, if you guys didn't know this, apparently, knowledge of the magic mushrooms came out of this place in Oaxaca, which helped inspire or fuel the flower power movement in the U.S. So all the hippies during the 70s, I think. And a lot of people from around the world went to this small town in Oaxaca because of this woman named Maria Sabina, who was the one who shared the knowledge of the mushrooms. And very fascinating story. I'll put it in our chat. But if you ever want to go down a rabbit hole about that, more than welcome to do that.
Possibly literally.
Right.
Oh, really cool. Really cool.
Mhm.
So I realize we're getting a little low on time. This time is just shot by like a cannon because so many cool people on the call here today. Grateful to you all for spending a little time here. I know we haven't necessarily had as much talk time as we all might have, but I'm wondering if maybe we should just kind of do another round and express an intention or wish for 2026 going forward. And I think that'd be maybe a nice way, or maybe an absolution, to give a nod to Brian, something you forgive yourself for, or a wish that you'd like to bring forward into 2026. And I'll just start by saying, like, I hope to continue to have as many interesting, enlightening conversations as I've been lucky enough to have with each of you this past year, and hope that all of you can continue to, encounter interesting people who help you to think new thoughts and be a different, cooler version of yourself going forward. So that's my biggest wish for the year. The baton to Yin Yen. What's your wish going forward, or your forgiveness that you're offering?
Ooh, you saw me thinking, huh?
I did.
Then I choose. I hope everybody taps in his or her silence, calm down a little bit more than you used to do. And who knows what you will find over there.
Love it. Who
And
wants to go next?
Should I pass? I pass
Sure,
to
please.
Kalisa.
Perfect. I was ready. I wish going into the new year that people continue to find their communities and the places where they can lean on others for help, and also give help where they are able to. And I will pass to Jenny.
Thanks. I wish that and I'm going to make this happen, to get to an in-person community event this year, maybe like one of the conferences. I really miss the connection with all the folks in community, and done with the hiatus for 2025. So coming back and craving that, those in-person connections again too. Oh, I'm going to pass to Todd Jones.
You're the one that went to the Christmas market, right? Oh no, that was Jenny. I'm sorry. I like what Todd Nilson said. I don't necessarily want to adopt his wholesale. I do believe community is important. I'm in a lot of communities, and some people might say too many. But I want my community to become the one that I'm in, that I do, to be a little bit more engaging. So that is something I'm looking for in 2026. And also, presuming that I can manage it, I would like to start up. I've done podcast live stream things before. I want to get back to doing that, and I have a concept in mind, and I'm trying to figure out exactly where I don't want to stream it to 100 places. Todd is smart. He just streams it to LinkedIn. I know some other people that stream to multiple places. And I'm trying to figure out how I can. So I'm thinking YouTube perhaps, and maybe Substack or both. I'm not sure how that works, but it will be based on the Story Vault Substack. So the concept of Story Vault, and it is like learning about stories about people, and it's not just business people, although there will be some of that in there. And but when I want to tell the stories, I don't, as Todd knows, I don't stick to just business people. Like I envision maybe having a pro wrestler on at some point. So you get the idea. Oh, and I have to toss to somebody, right? How about George?
All right. Thank you very much, Todd. Wish for 2026. Todd saying or absolution. I think my wish for 2026 is for people to align with whatever they feel the most called to in a way that like kind of checks the boxes across all parts of their lives. I think in me working with so many different groups, so many different people, I've seen a lot of folks burn out, at work because they're doing things that pay the bills but aren't necessarily aligned with what they feel like they should be doing. And I feel like, we'd all be able to reduce those sort of things if we were aligned with, I guess, careers, jobs, etc., that feel like the type of work that they're meant to do. And so I think that's my wish for 2026, so that they can kind of align themselves with that so they can hit the ground running in the new year. I think that would be my wish for everybody. And okay, next. Saeed, O'Brien, have you guys gone yet? Yeah. Okay, Saeed.
I can go, thanks. So I think my intention for next year is hopefully to say no more and not have like yes as a default answer to everything, because it's super exhausting to say yes and then try to figure out afterwards how you want to actually put all the things into action. But ironically also say yes more, but then more intentionally to the right things, step out of my comfort zone, but again then more with intention and just where I see like I can grow saying yes, or I can learn something new, and not just people pleasing and saying yes, sure, I will do it, and then I'll stress myself out for no reason. There is that. And I have the brain of a squirrel. Who is... are you pointing at yourself, or are you raising your hand, Mimp? Mimp. Oh, okay. Mimp, please.
It's okay. I also have a brain as a squirrel. Like a squirrel, yeah. My wish for 2026, I just have a couple of simple things. As some of you know, I've been waiting for surgery for a long time. I had my first one and I'm still waiting for my other one, and it is looking likely to be next year. So I'm hoping for next year to be happy and healthy. I just want that. And not just for me, but for everyone. Let's just say I've been temporarily considered disabled for this year, and I don't wish, it could be worse, but I don't wish anyone to go through what I go through. And I just want everyone to be happy and healthy. I don't think anyone wants to be in pain. So please take care of yourselves and listen to your body, because otherwise your body will say when you should be resting rather than you resting. The other thing that I wish for 2026 is more adventures, hopefully after I am fully healed. So more adventures, whether it's with Jens, Saeed, Todd, or any of you in this room. More adventures, please, and more new beginnings. I'm really looking forward to it. So yes, looking forward to 2026. And who else hasn't gone? Is there anyone else? Brian?
Unmute, brother.
Unmute yourself. Brian?
Oh, I said some really enlightening stuff right there, and I forgot. So I guess that we're gonna miss it. No. Yeah. So for me, it's like the absolving last year is like I spent a lot of time last year, kind of like just developing, just doing stuff like almost in hiding, if you will. And so, what I really want for next year is to actually do more client work, take some of these frameworks of how we build connection, how we build integrity, and like actually pursue more coaching clients and help like build these tools in other people's, toolbox, right? As opposed to just having them for me and my clients, helping people, build some of the apps and everything we're building customized for them. Yeah.
Wow. So what a great celebratory meeting of everybody. I'm so glad that you could all take the time to jump on and celebrate with Kalisa and me for this 100th stream. Here's to another 100 wonderful conversations talking about community. And for those of you who chimed in on the chat as well, glad you could spend this time with us. That you can take a pause and maybe use some of the questions that we had today on this call to facilitate your own reflections on 2025 and where you're going to be going in 2026. As I say at the close of all of these streams, please take the time to take care of yourself, get away from the screen, get out into the world, breathe in nature, and smile at the sky. Because if you're not being good to yourself, it's hard to build a good community in the meantime. And I wish everyone a really good year. We're going to be convening the show back again on January the 9th, and we'll be putting a schedule up for that. If you are catching us for the first time, this is great because we'll be starting the new year with some really cool conversations about I think the anthropology of community building, which I think will be a new topic for us. We'll be bringing in to the mix with my friend Andy Simon, and we've got some other wonderful guests who are lining up as well, and hopefully some of the faces here will be on future shows as we go along as well. So that being said, thank you again. Appreciate all of you for coming on the show today and for sharing what's here. And I know Deborah Claire was on earlier. We missed you. If you had a technical issue, hopefully we'll catch up with you again in the new year. And all of you again out in the chat, thank you again. We will see you in 2026. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
See y'all.